Me 22, depressed needy with anxiety issues. Living in mom's basement, watching anime 16 hours a day. Only human contact is ordering pizza and awkward small talk with delivery drivers. Decide to try therapy because mom threatened to kick me out. Walk into waiting room, see this cute Femanon reading manga. She's got that whole quirky psychology student vibe going. Purple hair, thick glasses, oversized sweater with cat ears. Looks like she stepped out of a slice of life anime. Sitting there reading a silent voice and taking notes. My autism level's rising, but she looks approachable. Wait 45 minutes for my appointment. She's still there when I come out. Hey, you were reading Koi no Katachi. That's my favorite manga about depression. She looks up with these huge eyes behind her glasses. Oh my God, really? I'm Hannah. I'm studying psychology and I love media representation of mental health. Brain does the Windows XP startup sound. This is it. My rom-com protagonist moment has arrived. We start talking about anime, depression, therapy, all my favorite topics. She gives me her number, says we should analyze anime together sometime. Drive home blasting anime openings, feeling like I just unlocked a secret route. Text her that night about Sengatsu no Lion and how it portrays depression. She responds immediately with a 47-paragraph analysis of mental health in anime. This girl gets it. She actually understands my big brain takes. We start texting every day, deep conversations about psychology and anime. She asks tons of questions about my therapy sessions. What techniques is your therapist using? Are you keeping a mood journal? Tells me she's fascinated by real-world applications of therapeutic methods. Week 2, she asks if I want to hang out and discuss my progress. Meet at her apartment, walls covered in psychology textbooks and anime posters. She's got a whole setup with notebooks, highlighters, recording equipment. Don't mind the recorder, I just like to review our conversations later. Weird flex. But okay, maybe she's just really into psychology. We watch Your Name while she takes notes about my emotional responses. Every time I tear up, she writes something down. That's so interesting how you connect with Taki's identity confusion. Asked me to rate my depression on a scale of 1 to 10 before and after the movie. Starting to feel like a lab rat, but she's cute and paying attention to me. Week 3, she invites me to study sessions, where I'm apparently the case study. Brings her psychology major friends over to observe natural behaviors. They sit in a circle while I play video games and occasionally ask me questions. How does losing in ranked affect your self-worth? Do you use gaming as escapism or genuine enjoyment? Hannah taking notes like she's documenting a new species. Her friends treating me like I'm behind glass at a zoo. One of them, this girl named Olivia, whispers classic. Avoidant attachment style. Excuse me, what the hell? Hannah shushes her. Don't contaminate the observation. Contaminate the what now? Week 4, she starts bringing me little gifts. I got you this anxiety journal. Can you fill it out daily for me? Gives me mood tracking apps, meditation guides, self-help books. Everything has sticky notes with questions she wants me to answer. Rate your social anxiety when talking to cashiers. Describe your intrusive thoughts in detail. What triggers your depressive episodes? Starting to realize I'm not her boyfriend, I'm her homework. Confront her about it. She gets all flustered and defensive. I just care about your mental health journey. Isn't that sweet? Most guys would love a girlfriend who's invested in their well-being. She's technically right, but something feels off. Week 5, catch her on a phone call in her kitchen. Yeah, professor, my subject is showing significant progress. I've documented 23 different anxiety responses and 14 coping mechanisms. This is going to make an amazing thesis project. My heart drops into my stomach like an anvil in a cartoon. Subject? Thesis project? She notices me standing there, hangs up immediately. Oh, hey babe, want to watch some anime? Hannah, what thesis project? Her face goes red, starts stumbling over words. It's not what you think. I mean, okay, it's exactly what you think. But I developed real feelings for you during the research. That has to count for something, right? My brain crashes like Internet Explorer trying to load a video. So you've been studying me this whole time? Documenting my mental illness like I'm some kind of specimen? She pulls out this massive binder labeled Case Study, Depression and Anxiety in Male Otaku Subculture. It's 200 pages long with charts, graphs, and photos of me. Photos I didn't know she was taking. Pictures of me crying during your lie in April. Screenshots of my vulnerability during panic attacks. Detailed analysis of my maladaptive coping mechanisms. There's a whole section called Subject's Response to Perceived Romantic Interest. She rated my confession skills as below average, with limited eye contact. My ancestors are watching in horror from the afterlife. Hannah, this is insane. You've been manipulating my emotions for homework. It's not manipulation if I caught feelings too. Besides, you're getting free therapy analysis out of this. Most people pay thousands for this level of psychological insight. She's standing there with her binder, like she's presenting to a board of directors. I've identified 12 areas where you can improve your mental health. Plus, I documented your progress. You're 23% less depressed than when we started. How can you be mad at results? My depression might be 23% better, but my trust issues just hit 100%. You turned my trauma into your college project. I opened up to you about my darkest thoughts, and you wrote them down for grades. She looks genuinely confused, like she doesn't understand why I'm upset. But I'm helping you. This is applied psychology. You needed someone to care about your mental health. I needed research data for my degree. It's a win-win situation. Grab my stuff and head for the door. She's following me, still holding her binder. Wait, we haven't finished the longitudinal study. I need at least 3 more weeks of data for statistical significance. Plus, I was going to introduce controlled variables next week. Turn around, she's looking at me like I'm a broken experiment. Controlled variables? What am I to you, a science project? You're my boyfriend and my research subject. Can't you be both? Think about it. We're advancing the field of psychology together. Your depression could help other people if I publish this research. She's trying to make me feel guilty for not wanting to be studied. Hannah, this is messed up on so many levels. You exploited my mental health issues for academic gain. That's not love, that's psychological abuse. Her face changes. Suddenly, she looks hurt and defensive. Abuse? I spent months caring about your well-being. I listened to your problems, suggested solutions, tracked your progress. Name one other girl who would put that much effort into understanding you. She's got a point, but it's still completely wrong. Other girls don't take notes while I'm having panic attacks. Other girls don't rate my emotional responses on spreadsheets. You turned my vulnerability into your thesis chapter. Walk out, hear her yelling behind me. You'll never find someone who understands your psychology like I do. I know your triggers, your patterns, your coping mechanisms. Good luck explaining your anime obsession to a normie. Drive home feeling violated and confused. She technically did help my mental health. My anxiety is lower, depression more manageable, but everything was fake, manufactured for her academic benefit. Spent the next week wondering if any of it was real. Get text from unknown number, it's her friend Olivia. Hey, Hannah wanted me to ask if you'd consider being a follow-up study. She needs data on post-breakup depression for her advanced research methods class. It would only take 6 weeks of daily check-ins and mood tracking. Plus, she's offering to pay you $50 for participation. They're trying to monetize my heartbreak now. Block the number, delete Hannah's contact. 2 months later, get email from University Psychology Department. Congratulations, you've been cited in published research. Your case study on anime-related depression has been accepted for publication. Please find attached your consent form and confidentiality agreement. Consent form I never signed, confidentiality I never agreed to. My depression and anxiety are now published in an academic journal, somewhere out there, psychology. Students are reading about my mental health issues. They're studying my panic attacks as examples of classic anxiety presentations. My vulnerability became educational material for strangers. Still recovering from that psychological boss fight. Learn that some people will use your mental health as their hobby. That face when you realize you were never a boyfriend, just a case study. My face when I got published in a psychology journal without knowing it. Now I only date girls who don't own highlighters or recording equipment. Be me, office drone at marketing firm, work in boring cubicle farm making PowerPoint presentations. Only exciting thing about job is this girl Paige from accounting. She's got red curls and always wears these vintage dresses. Looks like she time traveled from the 1950s, but in a good way. First time we talked was over the coffee machine. Excuse me, do you know if this thing takes quarters or just refuses money on principle? She laughs. It's basically a slot machine that occasionally dispenses coffee. Start having regular coffee conversations. She's actually hilarious, makes jokes about corporate buzzwords. Synergize your paradigm shift becomes our inside joke. Begin eating lunch together in the break room. She brings homemade sandwiches that look professionally catered. Always offers me half. I made too much again, totally by accident. Start looking forward to work just to hang out with her. We text about random office drama and stupid meetings. She sends me memes about Karen from procurement who steals everyone's yogurt. Develop genuine friendship over shared hatred of team-building exercises. Company announces mandatory fun day with trust falls and icebreakers. Text her, if they make us do trust falls, I'm trusting myself to call in sick. She responds with crying, laughing emojis, and I'll catch you if you promise to let me fall. Mandatory fun day arrives. We survive by making sarcastic commentary. During lunch break, she pulls me aside. Want to skip the afternoon activities and get real food? We sneak out to this burger joint down the street, spend 2 hours talking about everything except work. She tells me about her weekend pottery classes and how she burns everything she cooks. I tell her about my side hustle selling vintage video games online. You're like a digital archaeologist but for Nintendo cartridges. Walk back to office together, both agreeing this was the best part of mandatory fun. Next few months we become work best friends. She helps me proofread important emails so I don't sound like a robot. I cover for her when she's running late because she stops to pet every dog. We have inside jokes about our boss who says circle back 47 times per meeting. Start hanging out outside of work occasionally. Grab drinks after particularly brutal presentation days. She always orders something with a ridiculous name like passion fruit, sunset surprise. I stick with beer. She calls me aggressively basic. Our friendship is comfortable, no weird tension or drama. Then the new HR director starts. This woman named Beverly, who looks like she eats fun for breakfast, implements new workplace relationship policies, sends company-wide email about maintaining professional boundaries, includes 47-page handbook about appropriate coworker interactions. Paige starts acting weird immediately. No more coffee machine conversations, sits at different table during lunch, stops responding to my texts about office stuff, confront her in the break room one day. Did I do something wrong? You've been avoiding me. She looks around nervously like we're planning a heist. Beverly said we need to be more professional. Professional? We're friends. What's unprofessional about that? She said male-female friendships in the workplace create liability issues. Beverly somehow materialized behind us like a corporate ninja. Is there a problem here? Explains we were just talking about weekend plans. Weekend plans should be discussed outside of company time. Please return to your respective departments. Paige scurries away like Beverly might write her up for breathing. Things get progressively worse. Can't even say hi without Paige looking over her shoulder. She starts taking different routes to avoid walking past my cubicle. Our group chats get awkward because she won't respond when I'm included. Beverly implements new seating chart for break room. Somehow I end up at table farthest from accounting department. Strategic departmental separation promotes productivity. This is getting ridiculous. Try texting Paige outside of work. Want to grab burgers again? I promise not to mention synergy. Response comes back 3 hours later. Beverly says employees shouldn't socialize outside work hours. Creates potential for harassment claims and favoritism accusations. Need to maintain professional distance for everyone's protection. She's quoting the handbook word for word. Beverly has successfully reprogrammed my friend into a compliance robot. Decide to fight back with malicious compliance. If Beverly wants professional boundaries, I'll give her professional boundaries. Start CCing Beverly on every single interaction with Paige. Beverly, I need to inform accounting about budget revisions. Beverly, accounting requested clarification on expense reports. Beverly, I said good morning to Paige, documenting this interaction. Beverly's inbox gets flooded with my professional boundary emails. Paige starts giggling when she sees the CCs. You're driving Beverly crazy with those emails. Just following protocol, maintaining documentation trail. Beverly calls me into her office after 2 weeks of this. Your communication documentation is excessive. Just ensuring compliance with workplace relationship policies. You don't need to document casual greetings. Handbook section 12.7 says all interactions should be recorded. She realizes I've read her stupid handbook better than she has. Beverly starts avoiding me instead of monitoring me, takes different elevator, walks around my cubicle area. Paige notices Beverly's behavior change. She's been weird lately, keeps muttering about documentation. Maybe she's realizing her policies are insane. Slowly start rebuilding friendship through official channels. Paige, I need to discuss quarterly reports, meet in conference room, conference room. Meetings become our new lunch dates. Discussing budget allocations actually means talking about her pottery disasters. Reviewing departmental synergy means making fun of management buzzwords. Beverly can't complain because we're having official business meetings. One day, Paige shows up with homemade cookies for morale assessment purposes. Need to evaluate team satisfaction through baked goods distribution. We're gaming the system, and Beverly knows it, but can't prove anything. Company has quarterly review meeting. Beverly presents data about improved workplace professionalism. Reduced casual interactions led to increased productivity. CEO asks for specific examples. Beverly mentions strategic friendship reduction between departments. CEO looks confused. We hired people who get along. Why would we want them to stop? Workplace friendships improve retention and job satisfaction. Beverly's face goes red as she realizes she misunderstood the assignment. Turns out CEO wanted professional behavior, not friendship prohibition. Beverly quietly removes half the policies from her handbook. Paige and I can finally talk normally again. Celebrate with actual lunch date, not disguised as business meeting. I missed our regular conversations. Beverly made me paranoid about everything. Thought I might get fired for laughing at your jokes. We're stronger friends now after surviving the Beverly incident. She brings me cookies without needing official morale assessment reasons. I help her with Excel spreadsheets without filing interaction reports. Beverly still avoids us, but stops enforcing ridiculous policies. 6 months later, Beverly gets transferred to different branch, probably to terrorize some other office with her boundary obsession. Replacement HR person is actually normal. Just don't harass anyone or steal office supplies, everything else is fine. Paige and I celebrate Beverly's departure with burger joint reunion, to surviving corporate friendship prohibition, and to malicious compliance. We clink glasses of ridiculous cocktails with stupid names. Realize somewhere during the Beverly crisis we became even better friends. Shared trauma of bureaucratic nonsense bonded us permanently. That face when HR tried to end your friendship but made it stronger instead. Be me, 24, living off energy drinks and McDonald's. Work graveyard shift, stocking shelves at Target. Been ordering same thing for 8 months straight. Large Big Mac meal, extra pickles, chocolate shake, 4 nuggets. Total comes to $12.47 every single time. There's this cute girl named Scarlett who works the late shift. Purple streaks in her hair, nose ring. Looks like she listens to My Chemical Romance. First few weeks she just takes my order normally. Will that complete your order, sir? Standard NPC dialogue, nothing special. Week 3, she starts recognizing my car. Beat up 2003 Honda Civic with anime stickers on the back window. Oh hey, Big Mac meal guy, right? My heart does a little skip. Someone actually remembers me existing. Week 5, she knows my order before I even speak. Pull up to the window, she's already punching it in. Large Big Mac meal, extra pickles, chocolate shake, 4 nuggets. Damn, how'd you know? She grins. You've ordered the same thing 23 times in a row. I've been keeping track, thought it was impressive. This girl is actually paying attention to my pathetic routine. Week 7, she starts asking personal questions while I wait for food. So what do you do that has you up at 3 a.m. every night? Tell her about the warehouse job, how it pays trash, but has good hours. Night shift is perfect for avoiding people in sunlight. She laughs. Sounds like you're living the vampire lifestyle, minus the cool powers and immortality. We start having actual conversations through the drive-thru window. Week 10, she knows way too much about my life. Pull up, she's already got my food ready. Rough night? You look more dead inside than usual. How the hell can she tell that from a 30-second interaction? My boss made me work a double. I'm running on 2 hours of sleep, and probably too much caffeine. She slides me an extra coffee without charging for it. This one's on me. You look like you need it more than corporate needs the profit. Starting to think this girl might actually care about my well-being. Week 12, she's diagnosing my problems through fast food psychology. You always order comfort food when you're stressed. Yesterday you got 6 nuggets instead of 4. What happened? Told her my car broke down and I had to walk 3 miles to work. I knew it. Stress eating is your coping mechanism. Also, you've been getting chocolate shakes more often lately. Chocolate releases endorphins. You're self-medicating with sugar. This girl has been psychoanalyzing my McDonald's orders. Week 14, she starts giving me life advice through the window. You know there are jobs that pay better than warehouse work. Have you considered going back to school? Tell her I dropped out of community college because I couldn't handle the social aspect. What were you studying? Computer science, but I kept skipping classes because of anxiety. She nods like she's taking mental notes. Programming is perfect for introverts. You should try online classes. How is the McDonald's drive-thru girl giving me better career advice than my parents? Week 16, she starts customizing my order based on my mood. Pull up looking exhausted, she hands me extra fries. You need the carbs tonight, trust me. Pull up happy because I got a small raise. She upgrades my shake to large. Celebration shake on the house. This girl is reading my emotions better than I can. Week 18, she knows my schedule better than my manager. You're 20 minutes late tonight. Did something happen? Traffic was bad, but how does she know my exact routine? I was getting worried. Thought maybe you found a better 3 a.m. food spot. Worried about me, the random drive-thru customer? Nah, you guys have the best fries in town. Plus, where else would I get my daily dose of life coaching? She blushes a little. I just noticed patterns, occupational hazard. Week 20, she starts asking about my mental health directly. You've been ordering more comfort food lately? Everything okay? Your usual happy foods are down 30%, stress foods are up 40%. She's literally tracking my emotional state through fast food data. I'm fine, just work stuff. Work stuff doesn't explain the increase in chocolate consumption. Chocolate is your depression food, not your stress food. Stress food is extra nuggets. Depression food is extra desserts. This girl has created a psychological profile based on my McDonald's orders. At week 22, she starts giving me homework assignments. I want you to try ordering something different tomorrow. Break the routine, see how it makes you feel. Variety might help with your anxiety about change. Next night, I order a quarter pounder instead. She beams at me. How was it? Did it feel weird? Yeah, but like good weird, like I accomplished something small. That's progress. Small changes lead to big changes. This fast food worker is better at therapy than actual therapists. Week 24, she knows things about me I haven't told anyone. Your anxiety is worse on Tuesdays. You always order extra comfort food. Tuesdays are when you have to deal with people during shift changes. How the hell does she know about my work schedule? And Fridays you're happier because you get 2 days off. Friday orders are always smaller portions. You eat less when you're content. She's been conducting a longitudinal study on my emotional eating patterns. Week 26, she starts asking about my dating life. When's the last time you went on a date? I mean, someone as sweet as you must have girls interested. Tell her I haven't dated anyone in 2 years because of social anxiety. That explains the comfort food dependency. You're using McDonald's as emotional fulfillment. I'm basically your substitute girlfriend. Wait, what? Week 28, she starts flirting while analyzing my psychological state. You know, if you ever want to have a conversation that doesn't involve a drive-thru window. I get off work at 6 a.m., there's a diner across the street. We could discuss your food psychology over actual breakfast. My brain short circuits like a phone dropped in water. You mean like outside of McDonald's? Crazy concept, I know, but I'm curious about you beyond your eating habits. Agree to meet her after her shift ends. 6 a.m. rolls around, she comes out still in her uniform. We go to the diner, order coffee and pancakes. So tell me about yourself beyond the Big Mac data. Turns out her name is Scarlett. She's 23, studying psychology in college, working fast food to pay for school, wants to be a therapist. I've been practicing on drive-thru customers. You've been my most interesting case study. Case study? Here we go again. Don't worry, it's not like I'm writing papers about you. I just find human behavior fascinating, especially patterns of self-soothing through food choices. We talk for 2 hours about everything. My job, her school, why we both work weird hours. She tells me about her psychology classes and therapeutic techniques. I tell her about my anxiety and how hard it is to connect with people. You connected with me pretty easily. Maybe because there was a window between us, felt safer. She's not wrong. The drive-thru setup made talking easier. Week 30, we start hanging out regularly after her shifts. She still analyzes everything I do, but in a caring way. You're more confident when you're tired. Inhibitions are lower. That's why our best conversations happen at 6 a.m. Teaches me breathing techniques for anxiety attacks. Helps me practice small talk so I can handle social situations better. Still go through her drive-thru every night for food, but now she writes little notes on my receipts. Remember to try that new route to work? Don't forget to apply for that online class. You're doing better than you think. Month 8, she gets me to apply for community college again. Helps me fill out the paperwork during our diner meetings. Online computer science program, perfect for someone with your anxiety profile. You can learn from home, no social pressure. Gets accepted, start taking classes while working nights. She celebrates by giving me free apple pies for a week. Educational achievement deserves reward food. Month 10, she helps me study for programming assignments. Turns out she's really good at logical thinking. Psychology and coding both involve understanding patterns. Human behavior patterns, algorithm patterns, same concept. My grades are better than they ever were in traditional classes. Month 12, I finally work up courage to ask her on a real date, not just diner meetups after her shift, actual planned romantic stuff. Would you want to go to a movie sometime? When you're not analyzing my food choices or helping with homework? She grins. I'd love to, but I'm still going to analyze your movie snack. Selections. Occupational hazard of dating a psychology student. First real date is amazing. She only psychoanalyzes me twice. Both times it's actually helpful insight about my behavior. Month 15, we're officially dating. She still works drive-thru. I still come through every night. But now other coworkers know I'm her boyfriend. Oh, it's Scarlett's Big Mac guy. She gets embarrassed. His name is Connor and he orders other things too? Like what? Well, he got him a chicken once. Once in 8 months doesn't count. She's still tracking my food patterns, but now it's adorable. Your stress eating decreased 60% since we started dating. Romantic fulfillment reduced your emotional dependency on comfort food. I'm basically a human antidepressant. Month 18, she graduates with her psychology degree, gets accepted to graduate school for counseling psychology. I want to help people the way I helped you. Turns out drive-thru therapy is surprisingly effective. Quits McDonald's, gets internship at Campus Counseling Center. I still drive past our old McDonald's sometimes. New girl working drive-thru, doesn't remember my order, doesn't ask about my problems or give life advice. Just takes my money and hands me food like a normal person. It's weirdly disappointing. Scarlett starts her master's program, specializing in anxiety disorders. I have extensive field experience with one particular case. Uses our relationship as inspiration for her thesis. Unconventional therapeutic relationships and their effectiveness. Apparently drive-thru psychology might be a real thing. She presents her research at student conferences. Subjects showed 70% improvement in social functioning, 40% reduction in depression markers, significant increase in academic performance and goal achievement. I'm basically her success story. 2 years later, she's working as a licensed therapist. I finished my computer science degree, got job at tech company. We moved in together. She still analyzes my behavior daily. You're stress coding again. I can tell by your caffeine intake. Maybe try the breathing exercises before you debug that program. Having a therapist girlfriend is like having a personal life coach. She helps other people now, but I was her first success case. That face when the McDonald's drive-thru girl fixed your entire life. My face when I realized she was practicing therapy on me the whole time. Married her last month. She still remembers my original McDonald's order. Sometimes we go back to that diner where we had our first real conversation. She orders for both of us based on our current stress levels. You need comfort food tonight. Work was hard. I need brain food. I have 3 client sessions tomorrow. Still, the best relationship advice I've ever gotten came through a drive-thru window.